They say the mountains of Appalachia hold on to their dead, not in neat little graves or quiet churchyards, but out there, in the woods, where the trails bend and the trees whisper secrets to each other. I used to think that was just a saying, a piece of local color. I didn't believe it, not until the night I saw the lantern. It was late October, deep in the mountains. I was driving a narrow, winding road just outside Boone, North Carolina. You know the kind. It curves like a snake and punishes anyone who lets their eyes drift for even a second. The fog was rolling in thick and low, so dense it swallowed the guardrails and made the world feel small and claustrophobic. My eyes were burning from staring into the gray, so I pulled off near a trailhead to just rest for a minute. That's when I saw it. A light swaying gently through the trees. It was soft and golden, the kind of warm, inviting glow you'd expect from an old kerosene lantern. My first thought was, it must be a hiker, or maybe a hunter heading back late. But something felt off. The path near that pull-off was long abandoned. Moss and weeds had reclaimed it. No one had walked it in years. Still, the light moved with a steady rhythm, like someone was carrying it, step by step, sway by sway. And I could hear it too, the faint but distinct crunch of leaves just beyond the tree line. I know what you're thinking. I should have stayed in my car, locked the doors, and driven away. But the thing about being alone in the dark, surrounded by fog, is that your brain desperately reaches for whatever warmth it can find. That lantern looked safe. It looked comforting, like a guide sent to lead me out of the suffocating gray. So against my better judgment, I got out of the car and stepped into the trees. The moment I crossed the tree line, the world changed. The sound of the highway vanished, swallowed by the forest. The air went completely still, damp and close. The only thing I could hear was the pounding of my own heart and the crunch of leaves under my feet. And ahead of me, the lantern drifted deeper into the woods, always keeping just far enough ahead that I had to follow, had to keep moving to keep it in sight. "Hello?" I called out, my voice sounding small and weak in the silence. "Are you lost?" For a moment the footsteps paused. The lantern tilted just slightly, as if whoever was carrying it had turned to look right at me. A chill ran down my spine. Then, without a word, it started moving again, deeper, always deeper. Suddenly, a conversation from earlier that day flashed in my mind. I'd been at a local diner, and an old man in dusty overalls, seeing I was from out of town, told me flat out, "You be careful out here. Don't follow any strange lights after sundown. The lantern man will get you. He don't drag you to hell all at once. He just makes sure your feet keep moving until you forget the way back." I had laughed at the time, of course I did. Every small town has its ghost story, its local boogeyman. But now, out there in the suffocating dark, my own laughter felt like a memory from another life. I followed that light for what felt like minutes, but when I glanced back, the trail behind me was gone. It had simply vanished. The trees seemed to lean in closer, their branches like skeletal fingers. The fog thickened until I could barely see my own hands. Every sound was muffled, distant, except for the hypnotic rhythm of that lantern swaying ahead. Step, crunch, step, crunch. Then a detail hit me that made my stomach freeze solid with dread. The footsteps, they weren't matching the lantern's swing. The light moved with the gait of a man walking steadily forward. But the sound of the crunching leaves was coming from somewhere else. It was coming from behind me. I spun around, my heart hammering against my ribs. There was nothing there, just an endless wall of trees and fog. When I looked forward again, the lantern was closer. Way too close. It was hovering just a few feet ahead of me, waiting. I should have run. I screamed at myself internally to turn and sprint, but my body wouldn't listen. It was like I was a puppet on a string. Every muscle was locked, moving me toward the light. Every step sank me deeper into the woods. And then I heard the voice, a low, dry whisper like coal sliding down a metal chute. "You're almost there," it rasped. "Just a little farther." The lantern tilted again, and for the first time I saw the hand that was holding it. But it wasn't a hand. It was blackened bone wrapped in what looked like ash, with skin hanging in rotten tatters. The fingers were too long, the joints bent at impossible angles, gripping the handle like iron hooks. The golden light wasn't coming from a flame. It was glowing from inside the ribcage of something that wasn't alive anymore. I finally stumbled back, breaking the trance, but behind me another light flared to life, and then another, and another. Lanterns. Dozens of them, burning silently through the fog, swaying in every direction. I was completely surrounded. They say the Lantern Man was once a miner, buried alive in a cave-in centuries ago. His lamp flickered out long before his air ran dry, leaving him in total blackness. Now his spirit wanders the mountains, forever searching for company in the dark. And when he finds you, he doesn't kill you. Not quickly, anyway. He makes you walk, and walk, and walk, until the trees close in, and you forget there was ever a road, or a home, or a world outside the suffocating woods. The last thing I remember is the smell, acrid charcoal and damp, ancient stone, and the feel of a hand on my shoulder, a hand as heavy as the earth itself. When I woke up, it was dawn. I was lying at the edge of the highway, my clothes caked in mud, my lungs raw from breathing in the cold fog all night. My car was still there, parked in the pull-off, with the keys still in the ignition, just as I'd left it. It was like nothing had happened. A bad dream, maybe. But my boots told the real story. The soles were worn completely flat, as if I'd walked for miles and miles and miles through the night. And sometimes, even now, when I'm alone and the house is quiet, I hear it again. That faint sound just at the edge of hearing. Step, crunch, always just behind me. So if you ever find yourself on a lonely road in the Appalachian woods after midnight, and you see a single inviting light swaying in the trees, don't follow it. Don't call out to it. And whatever you do, don't let it get close enough to learn your name. Because the Lantern Man already knows the way through the forest. And once you step off that road, he'll never ever let you find your way back again. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard stories like this, or had your own unexplainable experience in the woods. Stay safe out there, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more strange tales. I'll see you in the next one.